Hey guys, welcome to the Traditional Bowhunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we're going to talk about some of the footwear that I use throughout the season. This is stuff that I use in a whole year of hunting and things like that, and we're going to break it down. I'm going to explain why. Some of my favorites, maybe if you don't want to have quite the collection or need this, some of the ones that'll probably work best for you, like a combo that may do everything that you need. But these are what I have a lot of boots, and I have a lot more than these, but these are the ones that I seem to always gravitate to. We're going to talk about why. First off, and I've done reviews on a lot of these as well too, if you want individual info, but a non-insulated boot that is still waterproof and high quality is important to me. I like the hiker styles. This is a Keen Pittsburgh soft toe. It is one of the strongest boots that I've ever used as far as durability goes. It holds up really well. It's a little heavier. Okay, it's not a super ultra light like a lot of these other ones are. Not a ton heavier. I don't want to make it sound like it's bad, but it is a little heavier. But it is high quality, strong. I wear these scouting. I wear them a lot throughout the summer, and through the early, through preseason scouting, through summertime scouting, and then during the season I wear these when it's early season. I'm wearing these on anything. Our October here can be pretty warm, so I'm usually wearing these until once you get into temperatures in the in the 40s. I'm out of these. I'm not wearing them anymore. But up until that kind of time frame, I wear these quite often. So these I don't ever not have these boots. I like them a lot. Next up, once you get into those little bit of cooler temperatures, your late October, early November kind of time frame, I love these. These are the boots actually that I wear. Not only am I wearing these a lot in Michigan, I'm wearing them in a lot of the other states I hunt too in November. They just fit that bill perfectly. These are a Keen Revell 2. I did a review on the Revell 3s. You can't get the 2s anymore, but the Revell 3 is basically the same exact type boot. But they have they're like 200 grams of Thinsulate in them, so they are insulated, slightly insulated, so they're very versatile. You can wear them in a morning hunt, like if you're going in for an all-day sit and not coming back to the truck. I can wear these in there and be warm when it's 25 degrees or 30 degrees out. Still I can be comfortable, but then I'm also still comfortable when it gets to 65 or 70 in the afternoon, and then when it cools down at night. So they're very versatile. I love these. These are actually probably one of my favorite hunting boots, is that Keen Revels. And again, the brand doesn't matter. I'm just giving you an idea. Uninsulated, slightly insulated. We get into the Summit Country 2s. You can see they're pretty beat up. Okay, I mean, I have another pair of these still in a box, and another pair of these in a box, and another pair of these in a box that I haven't even opened yet. I love these boots that much, but these Keen here, these Summit Country 2s, mine are trashed. They are pretty much ruined. Actually, if I bring this over, you look at these two pairs of boots. Give you an example of this. Look at how beat up these boots are as far as the damage that they have. Sorry, I'm trying to keep you in the light. But what they have been through, okay, same with these ones. Look at the chopped up sides, the cuts in them already, all this kind of stuff, because there's a point to this. It's going to be pretty interesting in a minute. But if you look at those and how damaged and beat up they are, note that both of these two pairs of boots, still after all these years of abuse and everything they've been through, these are still 100% waterproof. Find me one other boot company that you can say that about, especially if they're using Gore-Tex. I don't think they're out there. So it's pretty impressive. I love Keen dry waterproofing. It's amazing. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to put these on and you're going to stand in a swamp or go walking through a creek in there for an hour-long walk and maybe not get water in them. But I'm telling you that for stepping in puddles, stepping across a creek real quick, or crossing a creek, any kind of water like that, and then especially vegetation, wet vegetation, due in the morning, it will not push through these. These boots are absolutely amazing. The Keen Dry is absolutely amazing. I've talked about it many times in other videos. But these boots, even after all these years and what they've been through, still waterproof. That's pretty amazing. These ones are only about a year and a half old, and they are still waterproof, obviously. But these ones, you're talking a pair of boots here that are probably 4 years old and probably 4 or 5 years old and still waterproof, even though they're in that condition. So, uninsulated, mildly insulated. And then these are like a 350 gram with 450 in a toe box. So they're a great boot. I really like those a lot too, and that's what I'm wearing, usually late season kind of stuff. But I got a, early season, most of mid season, or basically in October and November to December type version of a boot, with the exception of cold days. I don't go on an out-of-state hunt without bringing at least these two with me. And honestly, I usually wear these to camp. So these become my camp shoes, my going to town shoes, my whatever. When I'm not hunting, these are the boots I wear. So I actually usually have all three of these with me on all my out-of-state hunts. And it's done like that on purpose. If we happen to get a day that's 75 degrees and I just want to wear these, I wear these. If I happen to soak these ones, I can go to these ones as a backup. If it's too, I have luxuries here with that kind of thing, so it's nice. So, and that happens to me almost every single trip, that I end up getting, if I start out in these end up getting soaked. I step into water that's too deep, I get wet over top, one of these boots gets a soaker in it, and I'm done. Because I don't like wearing rubber boots. But often I do gotta, I'm hunting swamps a lot. Usually I'm on edges of swamps and things like that that are to my advantage, or somewhere in there, but I usually still have to cross a little bit of water. These ones here being a little bit lower, it's not uncommon for me to get a soaker. I'll be okay through that hunt, but then the next day it's nice to have another warm pair, or dry pair to put on while I'm waiting for these to dry for a day next to the to the wood stove in my wall tent. So gives you options. But those are what I'm wearing. These are basically for as far as my normal hunting boots for stuff like that. Now, when it comes to the swamp hunting, I have 5 pairs of these Lacrosse burley boots. I have them like this as an uninsulated. I have 2 of these in an uninsulated like this. I have 2 of the 800s, and then I have another pair of Muck Arctic Pro that are even a little bit more. I don't like them. They're already way more beat up than these, and these are like a 20-year-old boot right here. This boot is actually I'll bet this boot's pushing close to 30 years old. I don't wear these except for hunts that I know I'm going to be going into water. So these get worn probably about 10 or 12 times a year. It used to be get worn 10 or 12 times a year. But honestly speaking, I don't care for these too much. They're heavy, they're bulky, they're not as comfortable as these, and yet they only give me just a smidge more waterproofness to them. And when I would go into swamps with these on, any rubber boot like this, any knee-high rubber boot, I still have to be very cautious where I walk. Because if I'm walking in water this deep and I hit one bad hole, I'm soaked. And when these are soaked, they're soaked for a long time and they're a pain in the butt. And it happens too often that about 2 years ago, I just started saying, you know what, forget these. It's not even worth the hassle and the headache to go into these places. And if, I wear these in places that I know I'm going to be okay in. But realistically, most of the time now, I go straight to a hip boot. I wear these right here, Lacrosse. These are Lacrosse hip boots too. As you can tell, I am a huge fan of Keen hiking boots. Why? Because they work perfect for me. I have tried so many different kinds over the years, and I love the Keens. Oslo is another one. Oslo and Vast. Those are 2 great pairs of boots too. The Keens fit me better. And I don't know about any of the new stuff out there because I don't wear them. I only wear these. And this is the stuff that I've been wearing for years. So maybe there's something new and better out there. I don't know. I don't care. These have never let me down. They're foolproof. I'm sticking with them myself. So for me, Keen for hikers. For me, Lacrosse for all the rubber boots. Okay, I'm not even messing anymore. Like I said, I had Muck. I have a pair of Mucks. They're not as durable as these are, especially when you get into the briars and stuff like that. I'm just not a fan, and I like the ankle fit design of these. They stay on in the muck and the mud and not losing boots and leave them behind them. So for me personally, the rubber Lacrosse boots are my favorite. And again, not knocking other brands. I haven't tried a lot of the Cabela's version, actually I do have a pair of the redhead ones in the garage. I don't remember why I didn't like them, but they're up on top of the garage and I don't think I've messed with them in years. But there's other options. But for me, Lacrosse. I like Lacrosse a lot. They've never let me down and they've held up well. Again, 30-year-old boot right here. And the new ones are not as good as these old ones, but they're still, in my opinion, the best option out there for me. But hip boots, these are Lacrosse as well. This is called the Lacrosse Trapline model hip boot. and it is insulated. It's you know, I don't know what it is. I think it's about a 400 or 600 gram insulation, and I honestly don't remember. But they're very comfortable and they're warm. But this boot and this boot, there is not much. I'll bet there's about a pound of difference in there. Not much. But look at how much height I'm gaining of water clearance. Okay, what that means is that I can move a lot faster through the swamps. Okay, with this, like I said, I have to very tiptoe, gently set my foot, make sure I'm going to be okay. Set this foot, make sure I'm going to be okay. Where this on, I just smash right through there like nobody's business because I know I'm not getting wet. Also, here in Michigan, a lot of our bogs and swamps, they're not like hard bottom and they're not like flat bottom. They're almost, a lot of them are, they're like bogs. So you have like bowling balls covered in moss under, you know, 8 inches of water. That's what the whole bottom of those things are like. And it is a very weird, almost like skiing through a mogul field as you go through there. And you fall a lot. You're constantly, you definitely want one hand free so you can grab grass and cattails and things like that to hold you from falling over. But with these, I fall, I'm soaked. There's no way around it, I'm soaked. With these, I fall and I hit my knees and I'm usually still dry. So there's a lot of benefit to these. I did a video about 1.5 years or 2 years ago, if you want to go back on a review on this, that shows you how you can wear these in a stand. Whether you want to roll them, drop them, flip them, leave them up, whatever you want to do. I show you different options in that video. So if you Google search, you know, hip boots on this channel, it'll show you that video and show you the different ways to wear these in a stand comfortably. But for me, hip boots win over a rubber boot 9 times out of 10. When I go on out-of-state trips, these go with me. A pair of these is usually in there in the trailer because I take a trailer, so I got more room than I know what to do with. So there's usually these in the trailer, but these, excuse me, these are never not with me when I go anywhere. I don't go any place to hunt without these hip boots. Not only for the hunting aspect, but also for the recovery aspect. Sometimes you may be on the edge of a swamp or something like that and you kill a deer, that deer runs in the water. It's nice to know that you have hip boots that you can go out there and get them with. I'm not going to lie, most of the time when it happens, I already shot that deer and I'm done hunting for the day, so it's already like, okay, I'm just going in and I end up getting soaked and just going in knee deep, sometimes waist deep with whatever pair of boots I have on, soak them, and then when I get out of there, these boots get set aside till they dry and I go to one of these pairs. So that's basically my philosophy. It may be a little weird, and I know a lot of you guys that are lightweight guys and all that, you're like, you bring 3 pairs of boots, 4, 5 pairs of boots with you on a hunting trip? Yes, I do. I wear these in. Both of these go with me on a trip. These are always in my trailer, and then there's a pair of these in there as well too. You know, I have the room. And I have the boots, so I bring them. But as far as buying boots, if you were to buy, looking for a combo that would work for you, I would say that Keen Revell number 3, that I'll have links down below. If you click on the description of this video, there'll be a link for every one of these on here that makes it real easy for you to find them. The Keen Revell 3, this modern, you know, the light 200 or so gram insulated boot, I'm a huge fan. This one would do everything through early season to mid-season, even into late season, especially if you put toe warmers in this. This is going to work good for pretty much most of the people, unless you're up here northern Michigan where I am, Canada, things like that. It might get a little tricky in the winter when those temps start getting down into the 20s. These might be a little tricky, but again, with a toe warmer in there, you can put a, Arctic cover over them, socks over them, whatever you want to do. But this, if you were only buying one hiking boot, it would be that Keen Revell 3 as far as I'm concerned. This would be that go-to boot. If you're looking to buy a rubber boot, some people are going to get a little upset. If you're looking at these for scent control, these are obviously going to be a little easier to wear. But if you're talking rubber boots for water and swamp hunting and things like that, and you're only going to buy one, I would not get these. I would go this route. That would be me, hip boots. Like I said, I find myself way less often wearing these and way more often wearing these. When you figure out how to hunt in these, and you know, up in a tree stand and things like that, how to work with them, they're a lifesaver in the swamps. They're an absolute lifesaver in the swamp, and they keep you really warm, and they block the wind really well. They're actually a gold mine. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they're amazing. So for me personally, if on a trip I had to leave a pair of boots behind, I would be leaving these and taking them out of the equation. These I will never not have with me. They are the ultimate as far as I'm concerned. And again, there'll be links down below for these models. I've tried a lot of hip boots. I trapped for 6 straight years, so I know a lot about hip boots and what they can and can't take, which ones are good and which ones are not good for a lot of this stuff. Now, I haven't tried all of like the Sims, some of that kind of things like that. I hear that Dan's or whatever it is has got some good ones, but as far as you know, commercial grade, basically top notch, hold up to briars, sticks, jabs, anything. I mean, the quality of these are insane. I mean, this pair, I've had 2 pairs of these in 20-something years. I bought these about 6 or 7 years ago, and they are still going strong today, and they are used. I mean, these boots have got, I mean, every year they get probably 10 or 12 miles put on these hip boots through all kinds of stuff. Dogwood patches, through swamps, tamarack swamps, stumps, sticks, underground, underwater stuff you're dealing with. They hold up really well. So, in my opinion, rubber boot-wise, the hip boots win. Now, the other one we have on here is right here. Okay, this is a snake boot. Okay, very similar, as you can see, it is very similar to this, but this is actually a Lacrosse snake boot. What one is this model? I think it's called the Alpha. This is the 4X Alpha, is what this is called. This is the only snake boot I've had in rubber. Okay, there's some by, like, I think Muddy makes one. Lacrosse makes 2 different versions. My first snake boot I bought was an all leather one that laced in the front and zipped on the side. I don't remember who made it. I wore it. I bought them. I wore them one time and my feet were soaked instantly. Okay, when I'm hunting Georgia, I'm in the swamps and I'm in the water all the time, and there's just no way around it. You know, these also go with me to Georgia. These hip boots, they come in very handy down there. But a lot of the time, these are what I'm wearing down there because they are snake-proof on there, which I love. I've never seen a snake-proof hip boot. So this is what I'm wearing 99% of the time down here. These are very lightweight. They are very lightweight. They are uninsulated, and they got the snake guard on them, so they are a snake-proof boot, and they're phenomenal. I put Dr. Scholl's insoles in these boots, Dr. Scholl's insoles in those, Dr. Scholl's insoles in all the rubber boots, basically. But these boots, I'll bet, have got 65 to 70 miles of southern U.S. swamps on these boots. They have been through stuff that you would never believe. Again, some of the nastiest stuff you could think of, these boots have been through, and they have held up absolutely phenomenal. When these die, whenever that happens to be, when they go down, I will immediately buy another pair of the exact same ones. If they ever discontinue these, I will be buying another pair of these exact same ones, 1 or 2 more pairs, and I'll throw them up in my my attic and have them handy if I need them. But I love this snake boot, and I also love, like I said, Lacrosse rubber boots. Well, these have never leaked. They have never got water on me whatsoever. They've held up. They've luckily never been bit by a snake yet either. But I have no fears with them. They just, I mean, these are more comfortable than these are. These boots are more comfortable than these. They're not quite as tall by, 2 inches probably, but these are indestructible. They're absolutely, with that snake guard on them, they are literally indestructible. If I were to buy, like I said, I don't think I'd buy any more of these. I think I would just wear these for the times that I need that and go to the hip boots for the other stuff. But again, if you're looking for a quality snake boot, this one has not ever failed me. It is incredibly comfortable, especially when you put a Dr. Scholl's gel insole inside of there. I'll put a link to those below. They're ones you just cut them yourself to the size, put them in there. They're like $15 or whatever, but they're amazing. They make a huge difference. But that is my footwear for an entire year of hunting all over the country. That's basically my setup that I go with. So hopefully you gain a little bit out of it. And again, I don't care what brand you're with. Remember, with boots, comfort is a personal thing. What fits one person may not fit another person. What somebody likes, the other people may not like. So your feet are very unique. So just because I say I like Keen or Lacrosse doesn't mean those are going to work best for you. You need to try them on. For my feet, I love Keens. Their waterproof system, best there ever has been. No, hands down, you'll never convince me otherwise that there's any other waterproof liner in a shoe or boot that's going to be better than Keen Dry. I won't believe it. And for me, I like the Lacrosse, so for the rubber boots. So there you go. Thanks for watching.